So what's up? How we doing today? We are going to take a look at the bass on Scarlet Begonias. This song, I think of it as three main parts. You've got your verse, your chorus, your bridge, kind of standard formula there. And also a little bit of the intro and the jam. But let's give a listen to me playing with the track. Just the intro verse, kind of take a look at what's going on. We'll do the same thing with the chorus, the bridge, and then a little with the jam part there. So let's check it out. So this one revolves all around B mixolydian, same thing as the B major scale, but instead of a seventh scale right here, it is a flat seventh, so an A instead of an A sharp. And that beginning part is just hanging around a B, right? And then it's touching upon an E, and then B, and then A, but it's not so much that the band is like clearly hitting, you know, all those chords. It's just like dancing around, just like touching upon it. So, you know, what I was playing here, and really with all this stuff, you just take a grain of salt. It's just meant to be a loose guide. I'm not going to break down exactly what Phil does. I mean, it's impossible because every time he'd play the song, you know, a little different. And I'm not going to break down one particular version, but just give you a general approach of maybe what he does, but more just the song and show you how you can kind of play around with it yourself, you know, do your own thing. So you got right here the B, right? And you're just playing around with octaves is a big thing. So B to B, right, and going, and then just hitting right here the fifth just so briefly, and then hitting that E just so briefly into that measure, and then back to the B. You know, I'm not even hitting this exactly the way I've got it tabbed out above, but just showing you, just like the loose idea of the, you know, where you're hitting the roots, where you're hitting the octaves, fifths, things like that. Just kind of climbing up the scale a little bit right here, and then hitting that A right there, so hitting it higher up. And that's like the gist of the intro, and a lot of it, you know, kind of building the jam off that as well. We'll look a little more at that stuff later on. But a lot of it's the timing, so just using your ears and just kind of feeling it out, and just really focusing on the different octaves and mixing and matching, going up, down, around, and you start to get more of a, as you do that, you get you know, comfortable with it. You just get much more fluid with your playing and these different you know, kind of ways and approaches of hitting the roots. So the next part, the verse, coming here now, it's starting on an E. You know, it's a very clear. Finally, that's a dance around these chords. Now it's finally a big change to E. I mean, so many things you can do there. I just threw in kind of just, you know, like right here, 7, 9, right here, that's the fourth and fifth of the E chord, you know, but you can do kind of a lot of stuff, you know. And then that kind of approach, same thing of that second measure from the intro. All right, now let's give the chorus a listen to, and then we'll check out what's going on with that. So now another big change. Chords are going right in the A, right? So we're going hit it hard, just, and then real quick EB just on beats 3 and 4, and then second time just hanging on the E. Does that 2 times, and of course you can mix up the, you know, the spots where you're playing the roots. You know, so you can be playing the A higher, play the B higher. then the last time there, it hangs on the B, and it's, you know, just gonna you can just climb up it. So I think it was just a B mixolydian thing. You're just kind of, and then just whatever you do, just rolling it back into E, into the verse, or if there's a solo, Jerry solo's going over the verse part there, and just use your ears and just kind of climb up and down. And at one point, kind of go back down or whatever it is, but just mess around with that scale. And kind of those are the notes to kind of paint around with. But let's give the bridge a listen to now and see what's going on with that. So yet another, you know, section that starts on a different chord. The biggest change here, F sharp. We can also play it down here if we wanted to play the lowest one. But F sharp, and then we got B, A, E, and that's in 3/4. So it's 2 beats of B, just 1 of A, and then back to 4/4 on E. And I think if this is a good way to add some fills and a good way to just use E major pentatonic, just kind of. And then back to that F sharp, you know, so again, like. You could even go down, right, again. Then it starts the big climb up, and you can even do it down here low, but I wrote it up here. Just kind of focusing on roots and octaves, just. And then A. And then messing around with mixolydian again. And then back, you know, into that verse part, hitting that E again. Always be thinking about, you know, what's the next to that next note, the next chord, but especially when it's a change in a section, just make sure you're you know, if this stuff you can float around the end measures of a lot of the sections. Fills are just kind of just taking off, but making sure, you know, you're knowing where you're going and you're not going to miss that big change and stuff. So with that being said, the last part really floats around the jam. Let's just give a little quick listen to a little bit of going on there, and I'll show you kind of the approaches of what we can do. So this one just lets loose. It's just, you know, just hanging on the B chord, but it's, you know, messing around with B mixolydian overall, and everybody's playing those riffs. And Phil doesn't really have as much of a distinct part as some of the other players, but I just hear it more like he's kind of going up and down the scale a lot of times and just using his, you know, using his ears, feeling it out. So just getting that. back down and stuff. But overall, as it just keeps going, you just want to just use your ears and, you know, just be focusing around that B, and at times maybe even getting more away from it, you know, playing around it, but just using that scale, and you can just stay in one spot, you know, get comfortable. But if you get bored, you know, you kind of use it for all it's worth. Start moving around to different places and try, you know, get higher up, you know, and then bring it back down and getting real low down here. It's a good one to really get, you know, comfortable with, you know, your scales and stuff. In this case, just one scale that you want to kind of focus on and get thorough with that B mixolydian before doing anything real crazy and fancy. But it's all good about your ears and getting that feel and just locking in, listening to stuff. So if you got your bass with you, I've always got the backing tracks. You can try this stuff out yourself over here. I'll put a link in the description down below. And try just listening to the track. Use your ears. Make sure you just know the framework of the tune before you go too crazy. And above all, have fun with it. And I'll see you in the next video.